Good evening. Hey, I had to change my spot today. I'm upstairs. The Wi-Fi is very spotty downstairs, and my lighting is not that great up here. And I'm sitting by the kitchen, so there's going to be a lot of noise in my background today. So just bear with me. So I hope that you are doing well. I just started sharing already, so I'm just going to be finishing that up, and then we will continue. So yeah, in a blink of an eye, the week has quickly gone by again. But it is good. Time is flying, and you move with the times. So all that you can do. So it's great. I mean, the year is coming to an end, so we're in various stages of winding down the year and preparing for the new. I think I have finished sharing. Okay, there's one more thing I need to do. Let me grab my book links and throw it into the comment section there. All right. It's important to do that because how can people get the book when they don't know where to go get it? And it's always the last thing I do, but I should. It's something that I have to really pay attention to. All righty. Where are we? Oops. Anytime I come and do this, then the music starts screaming at me. All right, let's go. So today, let's pull up our banners. We are talking about, well, let's see. We're talking about getting out of the box. Yes. And getting out of the box, it's based on Dare to Believe, Dare to Dream, and that is on page 156 of The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And it's funny, we've gone through this before, but I am just going to read the passage that relates to today's title. It's paragraph 2, and I read, or this is what I wrote. I saw something recently that made me chuckle. And I have this in quotes, think outside the box. In fact, throw the box away. Sounds hilarious, but it is so true. Dare to be different. Dare to live out your dream. Do it your way. So that is the conversation that we are going to have today. I mean, if you get the book and you read it, you'll follow the rest of the story. But the question that I ask is, what is holding you back in life? What is holding you back in life? So it's a very big and broad question. What are some of the things that holds you back? For me, procrastination is one of my biggest because sometimes you have all the intent, your very purpose that you're going to do something. And before you know it, you keep putting it off, keep putting it off, keep putting it off, and it's forever. I'll give you my classic example. I went to see my doctor about 2 weeks ago. I looked at the date on my requisition and I was so shocked at the date. I'm like, has it been that long already? October 18th. And so usually you have to call in to go do the blood, book the appointments and all that. But because of COVID, it's almost like what happens is when you dial the number, then you get a recording that tells you that, oh, we're booking 3 to 4 weeks in advance. I don't have time to sit around for 3 to 4 weeks in advance. Like when you get up early in the morning, during the week, it's open at 6 a.m. So you can do a walk-in, go line up, and they'll look at you. And so I thought, wow, it's been that long already. I thought I went to the doctor on the 25th, it was the 18th. So I just thought of one of these mornings, waking up early and going to line up. But then I'm like, you go and line up, it means you have to get up about 5:30, rush over there for 6 o'clock, and then you come home after all the being poked and pried and have to start work at 8. I'm too tired. So to make my long story short is that I'm going to do it on Saturday. They open at 7, so I can wake up at 6:15 or whatever and get over there. So procrastination, like I say, when you have to do something and you don't do it, it becomes a problem. So I mean, it's a minor, this is not a minor thing, because for some it could be something urgent, right? And you're sitting there and you haven't gone and done it. And imagine if it's a life goal or something so important, you make a decision that you want to go to school, for example, and then you don't spend the time to do the background check, or research what it'll take to get you into school. And so September comes, everybody's gone to school. Oh, I'll do it in January. Hemming and hawing. Oh, Christmas is busy. I'm shopping. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Before you know, January has come and you've missed it. April, school is out. So you have to wait till next time. So, this is like when what is holding you back is what we're talking about. I've mentioned procrastination. The other thing for me is the lack of time to do what I need to do. Because I work, there's lots of projects that I have, writing this and that, other things I want to learn, even reading my books. And I find that if you are caught in the 9 to 5 trap, if you don't make a conscious effort to get to the things that you love to do after work, there'll be no time to do it. So in essence, it's almost like the things that you love to do get pushed by the roadside, and you're just caught in the cog of going round and round in circles, the rat race. You can't jump off and do your own thing. The other thing that holds people back is fear. A lot of people are afraid. They are afraid of stepping out of their comfort zone. That is the box that we are talking about. We are so fearful because we may fail. Maybe sometimes going to do something new would mean that you have to stop doing the old. And so that transition period between the old and the new, where anything can go wrong, that is how we tend to think. But what if everything went right? So we are so afraid we're not able to take that step, that boldness to just step out and do it. Yeah. The other thing too that holds us back in life is lack of confidence. We don't believe in ourselves enough. We always think we can't do it. Maybe the messaging that we got is sit here, be quiet. Oh, don't make waves. As for our family, we are not picture. We are not out there. Let's be quiet. Stay quiet. Don't do it. If you do it, then people look at you like you are too known. You are this, you are that. You are so afraid, or even you are afraid of public opinion. You're afraid of what family members will say. You're afraid of what your wife or your husband will say. You're afraid of what your siblings, your parents, whoever, because we allow people outside of ourselves to define us instead of thinking and doing what feels right for us. And last but not the least of my comments on what is holding you back, maybe you had no role model. You hear people say, oh, as for me, my family, we didn't go to school, or nobody went to school. I'm the first person who's trying to go to college. Oh, as for my family, we don't do those things. So what we know is the men, they let the men go to school. Then we, the women, they just tell us that, oh, as for all, a man will come and marry you. So why should we bother? Yeah. So again, here it is. Tonight we are talking about getting outside of the box. So I just talked about the first question, what is holding you back? To be able to get out of the box, you have to have courage, right? So the next question that I ask is, do you like change or do you resist it? Any change that will happen in life depends on you. I hope you know that. So when we think about stepping outside of the box, we see it as something dangerous. Even in an organization, when a change is coming and it's a drastic change, people feel discomfort. All kinds of hostilities build up for those who do not understand what is coming, right? They create all kinds of drama around it. like there's a wolf in the room or something. And then to, what do you call it? We don't understand and we can't embrace it. Yes, Mr. Mensa, good evening. We need a paradigm shift, Ampa. So we do all kinds of things, right? Like instead of looking at it that change is a new opportunity, there's people who will even resign or retire because they can't deal with the change. They'll just go. Yes. But you need to see change as an opportunity, as I was saying. Maybe it's going to open a new door for you to do something different. For example, say you have a hobby and now you have an opportunity to turn it into a business. How about that? So why don't you go do the exploration, find out, what is needed for you to get to that point? And it's hard. It's very difficult. I won't sit here and say that it is an easy thing because it takes guts to want to do something different. It's not for the faint-hearted. Embracing change is not for the faint-hearted, but let's look at it this way. You are in the world right now. You were born. There's something you're supposed to be doing. There's a set time that you'll be leaving, but you don't know what that time is. And so if you're going to sit there wasting 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, if you are lucky to live that long, right, to be figuring out what it is that you're supposed to be doing, think about it. Nobody knows the time that they have. So the best time to do it is now. Make hay while the sun shines, or whatever the term. I don't even remember my my old what do you call it, student companion idioms anymore. But we are so afraid of change, and it paralyzes us. We'll stay the same. Maybe somebody has an opportunity to go into a job that they really love, something that they like, but they are used to this, and that job is not guaranteed. Maybe they are telling you it's a contract thing, contract 6 months, 2 years, whatever, and here is your job, your regular job with all its benefits and that. Meanwhile, you are not that fulfilled in the job, the package that has everything that you need in life. And to make that shift, to go over here and say, hey, maybe I better be brave enough to go over there, learn some great new skills. And then maybe at the end of the contract, I would have gathered up some steam to move on to something else, not back to my old job. But we are so afraid we stay in it. Yes. And I'm sitting here talking. Yeah, it is true, because those of us, especially people like us, we come from places, we come here, we have jobs, and we stay in it for a long, long time. I'm a classic example because it means continuity for you rather than break out and go do something different. And then too, because maybe you feel that there's not opportunities out there for people who look like you, not too many, or for whatever reason, right? But my paradigm shift came when I realized that, oh, I had other skills. I can write, I can put my thoughts together, I can speak. So why not do that? So it's not something I'd ever set out to do. So sometimes you find it, how do the Abrofu say it, vicariously, indirectly, something comes and we go, oh, hey, I love this. I have a passion for it. Let me try it, right? So in life, we need to be about not staying the same, because we get into a rut, we stagnate, and whatever is inside us is just laying there dormant. We don't light, we don't like lighting fires. We're good at putting it out. Oh, shh, be quiet, don't speak, don't talk. We can't do that. Who says you can do that? Oh, it's not never been done before. Or anybody who tried it failed. Those are the songs that we tell people, right? And we are so quick to open our mouths to put that out there when somebody approaches us with some new venture or new idea that they are going to try. So yeah, we will move on to the next question. You see, but the thing is, if we don't push ourselves, we'll stay the same and never move forward in life. Sometimes you need to be a little adventurous, try something different. Just do it, is what I always say. Hello, Amajo. Change is a constant thing. Yes, give it a try. It doesn't matter, just do it. It's like, let me tell you something funny. It's like me, right? Oh, Mr. Mensa says we're scared of failure, but there's always a learning curve. Yes, it's like failing. Succeeding is in life is a series of failures. You have to fail so many times before you become successful. But we are not willing to put ourselves out there. We are too afraid, too timid, and too vested or too invested in human opinions. Hello, Miss H. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming. So, it's something that we have to take stock of, and like, what do we want? What do we really want to do? Right. Let's go to the next one. It's always up to you as to what you want to do. And I say, do you know change starts with you? Because you can plan things, you can do things, you can talk to people, people can talk to you. Hey, I see you are good at this. Why don't you think about starting this? And then you're doing the hemming and hawing, backing backwards and forwards. Look, if you want to do something and you don't start to do it, nobody is going to do it for you. Amajo, I'll use Amajo as an example. So she has her own catering business. She makes these delicious meals. So I'm pretty sure that when she was starting out, she probably ran it by a few close friend or a close friend or somebody, whoever she sought advice from. Do you think they started the process for her? She probably took advice from here, there, some from here, some from that, and then she had to sit down and make her plan. Okay, what do I do first? Start somewhere. You see, there's always people who are ready to push you. They'll help you, they'll throw you the idea, but at the end of the day, you are the one who has to run with it. If you don't, you'll be sitting there. Next time they see you, or in a year's time or 6 months' time, oh, what happened? Hey, when we last talked, you said you were going to do this and that and that. And you go, well, and then you'll be coming up with all kinds of excuses. Yeah. So what I say here is that you need to accept, like, there's accountability. Yes. And you have a responsibility. Nobody can do these things for you. It takes a lot of drive to push yourself to make a change. And you need to work on yourself. Like, when you're making these changes, you can't make change and just stay the same. Something shifts inside you. Earlier on, Mr. Manson had said paradigm shift. So you have to spend time improving yourself. You need to be invested in that. Anybody, any person who wants, and I'm talking, the conversation is broad, but because it's from the beauty of a woman's heart, and I know men read it too, but I'm talking to women. We're very good at making the excuses, because here I'm talking about getting outside of the box. And I hadn't explained the box too much, because I'll take it to a tangent and people will come and think that I'm a hater of relationships or something, but that's not where I'm coming from. The reason why I wrote this piece is that for women, right, we are conditioned a certain way, especially if you come from the backgrounds that we come from, some of the ladies, men on this platform come from. I know that women are out there now doing things, pushing themselves, they're in high positions, what have you, but the box is still there. In our culture, we're conditioned that, okay, you're a little girl, 6-year-old, you go to kindergarten or what have you, primary school, secondary school. After secondary school, maybe you may decide not to go further. There you go. Amajo says, two of my friends, one said too much job, other said do it already, and you chose to do it. There you go. Thanks for your comment. So you are conditioned a certain way, and maybe you are finished secondary school, you might go work in a bank or do some, work in one of those agencies out there, or you may go on to uni, do whatever. branch out wherever it is that you want to be. But at the end of the day, they will tell you, oh, as for you, a woman, when you study and study and study, at the end of the day, it's a man who's going to come and marry you. So you see the dynamic around our society right now. The dynamic around our society right now. When you look, I'm sitting here in Edmonton, and if I'm to look at Facebook, like I follow a few Ghanaian news, whatever, and the headlines, all you see is two women and a man and a woman fighting, like all kinds of things. It's always about relationships. And you ask yourself, is that all that we are focused on? Is that all a woman came on this earth to do? You know, just as the men are bettering themselves, we also have to be bettering ourselves, because when you are in the relationship, it takes two, both of you, to make it work. And so you both have to have goals. But if you are sitting there and you are so focused, and this is what I've been saying, that in the diaspora, in the environments outside that we live in, women have a choice. They can get married or not. And lately, I think this is the fourth or fifth time I'm saying it, I've been asking myself that I wish I had had that choice too, to decide whether I want to be married or not to be. It's an option that I think that our women, where we come from, should also have had. Because when a woman chooses not to get married, it's unheard of. Oh, what's going on with you? They call you names. You know, it becomes, even in church, people who say they are believers, the way they treat women who are unmarried and what have you, it's just abominable. So I'm just saying that how I look at it is that, is it the only thing you were brought on this earth to do? There's something inside you that you are here. There's a destiny that you're supposed to fulfill. So while you are doing that role of being somebody's wife or being somebody's mother, what is it that you yourself want to do? And I always ask the question, who is you? And that maybe there's some men too who are also wondering, who is the you? So we all have to figure out who we are. Like, what do you want out of life? Is that all? The naysayers, they are saying it's not working on us anymore. Let them be. Yes, Mr. Mercer had said that excuse I can't even say it. Excusitis is a failure disease. Take action and just try it. Avoid the public endorsement. Exactly. Like it's a bit much. So, and then I say, you have to improve and change. The most important thing too is to change your self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? You see, never mind Amajo, never mind the naysayers who are ready with sharpened tongues, sharpened mouths to come and talk your business and put it down or make you feel like you can't do something. But you yourself, people can say whatever they want about the ventures that you want to undertake, or give as many opinions as they want about your life. At the end of the day, what are you saying to yourself? My story is this: I don't take no for an answer. I don't look to I'm not saying it comes easy, no, but this is what I've learned, that if I'm going to do something, I better make sure that I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to, and I have to see it through. I can't do something and sit back and say, oh, I didn't. You need to keep pushing, push till you get to the end of it. So if you don't have a persevering spirit, you can't do what you want to do. Yeah. And a lot of us, we don't know that we say things and then we meet one or two challenges and then we give up, we are done. Oh, hey, you told me about this. It seemed like a good idea. How's it going? Oh, I never started. Oh, excuses, excusitis, or whatever the word is. It's too much, right? Yeah. So, I mean, like in this, I can't even see my own notes. Like your motivation. How motivated are you to accomplish that which you are setting out to do? So, if you have to, if you're not, like, sometimes this whole process, it starts with a feeling of discontent. Something inside you is just gnawing away at you. Something could be different. Is there something I could try? I really want to do this, but how do I go about it? And then you start maybe looking around, checking people out who are doing the same, that particular thing that you want to do, see how they did it. If you have the opportunity or you know some of them to speak with them, then you start doing that. But change, the mindset, the mind has to change. But are we willing to? It's sad that Ajo Odo is not around. Like, we were listening to a program yesterday, and just the attitude of how some attitudes that some of our men have, it was just mind-blowing to me. So it's very a mind set a certain way is very, very difficult to change. But for me, it's like, okay, all I know is that I've always said that sometimes we as a people, we can tend to be, there's positive people, but generally, broadly, it seems like there's some negative psyche that we have. And everything is negativity. But my take on it is that you can be positive. It brings you more than being negative. So I'd rather speak positively to somebody. I mean, unless they are doing something that I don't like, but I'm saying broadly speaking, I'm somebody that I'd rather try to encourage people because it's so important. Maybe these people, some people have never had a good word spoken to them. Are you going to be the next person going to crush their spirit? And we are good at that, aren't we? Like the way we talk around. Some of the things that you hear, you tell yourself, wow, what happened to us? We are so negative, like we don't see any good in anything. And it doesn't take much to lift somebody's spirits, lift your own self up. When you've learned to lift your own self up, you'll be better able to lift people up. So even in this process of change, it's very important who you surround yourself with. Yes, there are some people that you have to lose them. Yeah, I mean, not that you'll never talk to them, but they are there. Because if you are torn, if you're a woman and you are, say, friends, and then you go, oh, I have to go and do this. And then somebody gets upset at you because, oh, she was supposed to come to my house. She didn't even come. Well, meanwhile, maybe that's the time that you have to go and do that research or feasibility study to move you to whatever it is you're trying to do, right? So boundaries. Yeah. Anyway, it's a whole lot. Let me go on a short break and we'll come back and wrap it up. Give me a second here. There's too much noise in my background. Sorry. Here it is. Refreshing for My Weary Soul, my third book that came out in October. You can get it on Amazon Canada, UK, US, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Australia, Japan, and also on Innovi Books. So let's take it along. Who's next? Here it is again. The beauty of a woman's heart. It's a gem that is designed to inspire women. 10-year-olds can read it from age 10 to teenage years, young adults, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Hey, you never give up on life. Amajo, I was drifting through life myself till I came to my senses. So now I have a message for people. It's always good to look back and see where you've come from and be able to share your experiences with people. So you can get The Beauty of a Woman's Heart on Amazon UK, Canada, US, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. Also on Innovi Books. Okay, last but not the least, let me do this first. So there it is, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. That was my first book that came out last April. And you can get it on Friesen Press, Amazon, Barnes& and Nobles, Google Books, and iTunes. And like I say, my claim to fame is that over the COVID period, I was able to do 3 books. That is the change that I inspired in my life. So there's a change that you can also do. And these books, I'm a person of deep faith. These books are all filled with nuggets. There's a lot of, well, this here, reflections, and then the devotional refreshing for my weary soul. Yes, there's also some in The Beauty of the Woman's Heart, but that's more like experiences that I've gone through, other women relate to, and then I've included scripture verses too. So yes, let's continue. I see some comments, so I'm going to take that and we'll go. So Mr. Mesa says there's nothing wrong to avoid them if they aren't adding value. Thank you. I like that term, adding value. Amajo is clapping. So we're going to wrap up. Let me see the last question that I asked. Okay, where is it? Are you lost in the box? Do you want to get out? So if you are still in the box, then you are in a rut. Yeah, because of, I explained earlier, societal expectations. This is what is expected of a woman. And if the woman wants to push and do something for herself, oh, you're too known. Or my rights for, they call you all kinds of names. Meanwhile, those very people calling you those names, they wish they had the guts to try what you are doing. But we are not very, because we sometimes we haven't like worked on us. We don't know how to get out there, put ourselves out there, be enterprising. So we won't even go and approach somebody to ask them a question, a simple question on, hey, I like the way you do this. How did you do it? I'd like to get started. I mean, the person with us, oh, look at her. She she wants to come and do what I'm doing, so she'll come and pass me. That's the mentality that we have. But if you have worked on yourself, there's no need for you to feel insecure. Look, the people at the top there, they are not so insecure. They'll share whatever they know with you. There are people that it just gives them joy to build people up. Why can't we learn some of these values? Why? What is our problem? Why are we so stingy? Yeah. Well, my next comment is I say, woman can't do this or a woman can't do that. So you hide your talents. Because I remember I went home one time. Oh, that was last year or something. Yeah. And one of my husband's family members came and I was doing a lot of videos at some point. Yeah, a whole bunch of videos. Like I take a short scripture and I talk about it 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I think the longest of those videos was about 11 minutes that I ever did. So then they come out and they go, yeah, like they are showing it to me that, oh, who is this? As I'm saying it now, when they hear, they'll go, oh, nah, this thing that I said, is this how? But the way people we act, we always want people to feel sheepish about something that they are good at. So when the picture came out, then my husband too is like, some smile. It's like, it gives you the message that, oh, you are not supposed to be doing that. And I'm thinking, why is this katasumwe must always hide yourself, crouch here, do this, do that? Like, I'm like, oh, what is the problem? You know, in this environment, we have small children. Somebody could be 10, 12. They have an idea. They've worked on it. Their parents have helped them. They've done their business plan and they are making money. And we are still sitting around trying to make people feel small. Oh, don't do this. Be quiet. Shh. Be quiet. Shh. Be quiet for what? Message says, once you get out of the box, you will not want to go back in. You will see things from a different perspective. Yes. Let me read you. When we first did it, we read this, and it's funny how I put it. Now I've lost my page. Give me a sec. Because it's just too comical. Like, really? Yeah, I said, you can stay in the box if you want. I am getting out. There is life outside the box. Dare to dream. Dare to break the mold. Remember, the people who know their God will be strong and do exploits. Every time you can't do this, you can't do that. Mr. Mensah says, even Christ was rejected before he was accepted. Don't be scared of rejection. Bam. Thank you. Exactly that. Amma Joe says, we're still waiting until we get to 40. Hey, by the time they are 30, they say they are old, Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand it. See, the example that I'm going to give to is that, say you're a good speaker and you want to get on the acting stage, and then you'll be told you can't do that. All actresses are ashawo. You'll get told that, right? You have limited yourself because of your perceptions of what the culture asks or requires of you. Ain't it like that? I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself that, am I barking up the wrong tree? Have things changed? But then I hear the news about things going on in our community and I'm like, oh no, it's still the same. Men are still running after men. Sorry, women are still running after men because they think that is the end all and be all. And then when your husband or your boyfriend decides that they're going to go for another woman, you go to that woman and go and beat them up because you're afraid to have those hard conversations that, hey, you know what? You're disrespecting me. I can't put up with this. I'm on my way. Have at her, No, we've been so conditioned that we can't do anything without a man. So we forget ourselves that there's something else that we were brought on earth to do, and we better be finding it and living our best lives. There's more to life than running around being less than. A lot of us are settling and not doing what we want to do. Mr. G, oh, you are there. Thank you for coming. Amma Joe says, yeah, unfortunately, we are not there yet. It's sad to watch. So when I see, the stories that you hear, these are women probably from the 20s, 30s going. So then I ask myself, what is happening with the young girls? What is happening with the teenage girls? What's going on? Somebody will say, why are you sitting worrying about it? You can't make a change. But the thing where I'm coming from is that you have to teach people, especially young women in our environment, to believe in themselves, that they are worth it. You don't need to settle and become less than. You can also be somebody. It's not a question of life, is not about I'm going to get married and the man is going to come and look after me. These days, the men, they want women who are also working hard. So you come together and, create something. So why it reminds me of I always say that when I was young, I liked reading. So I'll be reading these Mills and Boons and Barbara Cartland and Harlequin romances. I like the British historical novels. So you see these young girls and they are dressed in their whatever finery, and they are taught that they have to have this you see them doing their watercolors. They can't appear too smart, because if you are too smart, like the man will feel threatened or whatever. It's like I'm thinking, okay, so act like you don't have a brain or something. Like that was the message that I was getting from reading those books. So we've also incorporated that, and we sit down and we say, Obadi, Obadi. And it's like, Obadi, Obadi. How about Bema? So, we're training the women, grooming them for marriage, and yet who's grooming the men? Yeah, Amajo says, crying over marriage, fighting over man. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. Our society makes women think without men or marriage, they're incomplete or half human beings. Mr. G, I love the way you put things, which is so true. It's very, very true. Like, we need to believe in ourselves. There's just something fundamentally wrong that we don't teach those things, like personal development, believing in yourself, having confidence, pursuing excellence. We've just accepted mediocrity and we are working with it. The mediocrity is all we do. If you try to shine too much, you are too no, you are too this. Why are you trying to do that? Let it go. It's like my son, I'll say this story, but it's probably my second time I'm talking about it, that he had asked me, he said he was talking to an elderly African man and talking about writing, because he's also written some books and he's talking, and then the person goes, something about, the writing, leave it for the white people. And so my son goes, Mom, what do you think about it? And I said, I won't repeat what I said. I said, this person, no. Why do we always put ourselves down? Why do we put ourselves down? We can also be at the top. Our folks are portraying the presidential jet as life-saving machine. How is it saving lives? Oh, Lord God, have mercy. Yeah, so basically, I've been here. I think I've said a whole lot, so I'm just going to wrap it up, but just some food for thought about getting out of the box. The saddest thing that you can do for yourself in life is to let people or the opinions of men hold you back from your ambitions. It doesn't matter what you want to do. It can be huge, it can be small, it can be just in the middle there. But make sure that you get the satisfaction of having known that I was able to do a bit of what I set out to do. I did 1, I did 2, I did 3. It's a 10-step process, but I've done 3. Feel good about it and continue. Even if you don't, well, it's like me, I'll say it, and then probably somebody will come and say, mommy, so dry and honey books. And who cares? I wrote them. What I'm trying to say is that, you know what? When you attempt to do something that you've never, ever thought you'd do in your life, and you do it, you tell yourself, even if I don't write any more books, I set out to do something that I never thought I could accomplish, but when I set my mind to it, I did it. That is the kind of spirit that we have to have. We are in November. We just started, right? Today's November 4th. December is coming. I think that there's something in the book, in The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, that talks about new beginnings, like about planning. I'm not somebody who used to ever sit down and be writing things that, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But now I do. And it can be in your head. It will never see the light of day. It will never see because it's in your mind. But if you write it down or it's somewhere on your laptop, you can look at it. It's there. You see the evidence. Oh, I need to do this. Do you know the number of things that I'm supposed to be doing that I haven't done? Like they are written down, but there's so many. But at least, you take what you can do and you work with it. But life is not about just sitting around whiling away the time. You get up, you go and take your shower, you go and eat, you go to work, 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 work. Maybe you are working 2 jobs. There's this commercial say, I'm working 2 jobs. So with a Jamaican accent. So you are doing work, 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 work. You come home, you sleep, you wake up, you repeat the cycle. Is that all? What is your passion? What are you living for? What is driving you? Get motivated. I'll leave it right there. Let's read some final comments and then I will leave you to go enjoy the rest of your. Mr. G says now some women are working hard to feed men, all in the name of marriage. Oh my gosh. Mr. G, you get me all the time. See, these men are sitting on their balls and enjoying side chickens. Very pathetic. So pathetic. Oh my gosh. It's true. Working hard to feed men, all in the name of marriage. Really? Like, where is your self-esteem? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And Mr. Meza goes, the mindset, oh, let's keep encouraging the young ones. Exactly. Exactly. Manuel G. Oh, Mr. G. Pa. And Message says, one got to get motivated. Exactly. Thank you all so much for coming to listen today. Message, Ama Joe, Mr. Mensa, Mr. G. And if you are on and I haven't seen you, or because you haven't commented, I thank you for coming. And if you come after, please do leave your comments. On Sunday, Mrs. Yaa'S Russell and I will be back to have another chat. So we'll be on at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Our time is changing this weekend, so that will be 12 p.m. Ghana time, 12 a.m. Yeah. Yes, we're moving back, so it will be 7 hours now. Okay, so I hope that, I thank you for sharing your insights with me. I hope that you also got some nuggets. Thank you so much. Mr. G, I'll go back and read all the comments and thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good evening. Take care. Appreciate you all. Bye-bye.